Yeah, hi. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm also good.
Okay, so how's your day?
My day is good enough as usual, busy with my activities, my classes, doing household work.
Wow, good to hear that. So yeah, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. My name is Pallavi and I'm an English trainer by profession and I have been training online from last 10 years, full time. Most of my students are international, but after Corona, I even have students from India and I deliver them the knowledge. I help them with grammar, vocabulary, speaking activities, business English, business email, voice and accent, neutralization of the accent, creative writing, variety of things I cover. Even I work as a life coach. So I just love to bring changes in the life of the people. So this is what I do.
Wow, that's amazing. Wow. So can I ask a couple of questions regarding to the English language? Because as you are
Yeah,
English
sure. You
trainer
can
as
ask.
well. All right. So
Yeah,
the my
sure.
first my first question is that what would you like to advise to the learners who just say that English is very hard to learn? What do you
See,
think about it?
yes, surely I would love to answer this question. See, English is not hard to learn. Hard is only in your mind. English is easy language which you can learn and you can speak very well. I give you some tips. Make English as your friend. Like you give priority to your friends, so give priority to English learning. Daily devote 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the evening. They are good enough. 20 minutes a day will really help you to improve and level up your English. Like in those 10 minutes in the morning, you can listen to a podcast, you can read a book, or you can watch videos over YouTube related to English. This will really help you to improve your English. Apart from this, one can also engage in thinking in English because the language we think is the language we speak. For example, my mother language is English. So if all the time I will be thinking in English, for example, अभी मुझे ये करना है, इसके बाद मुझे ये करना होगा, इसके बाद वो. So only that language will come out of my mouth. But if I will think, I will schedule my day in my mind. First, I should do this task. Then I will take my class. After that, I will eat my lunch. So I'm thinking in English now. English will all automatically come out of my mouth. So the language we think is the language we speak. So for the learners, a very important advice that think in English, because to speak in English you really need a partner. And in our like Indian society, in our houses, nobody speaks in English, but you can think in English. For that, you do not need anybody. So, this is the best advice I could give. Devote 20 minutes a day and think in English, and I can guarantee you, you will be improving more than your expectations.
Exactly, exactly. It's really good idea, right?
Thank
And
you
I
so much.
think, yeah, I think people start implementing these things in their life, so they can literally help. They can literally overcome from these things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So my second question that I want to ask is that suppose I have like implementing all these kinds of things, but having said that, I just feel that where from where should I start? Like, should I start from the grammar, or should I start without the grammar? So what do you think about
Mm.
it?
Yes, the steps I tell you that you need to implement to improve your English. Number one, start reading. Reading helps a lot because when we read, there are few things that are getting activated. And read aloud is the trick. For example, I there is a book. I'm reading a book. So when I read it aloud, my three elements are activated. My listening, because whatever I'm speaking, I'm listening to my listening that. And then while reading, I'm developing like it is going in my head. Like whatever I'm reading, the vocabulary is improving. And when I'm reading it aloud, my speech is getting better. So, reading aloud is the thing from where you can start. Second, it is you can think in English, which I just suggested. Number one, read. Number two, think in English. And then you can also start learning few grammar rules side by side. Like from the basics, one can begin. And for that, you do not need like any special book or so. Nowadays, we live in the world of AI. Everything is available for free on Google and in YouTube. So you can just Google, one can watch the videos related to that and can learn. So this is like how one can begin the journey for learning English.
Wow. That's right. But like if I ask about the vocabulary, like I know that if we start implementing these things now, we'll be able to improve. And but if we say about the people are find it very hard about the vocabulary, they just think that I just want to speak, but whenever I just try to speak, my mind goes blank because I don't have that much word. So how
Okay,
can we
very
improve
good
it?
question. This is the problem of many people around. They feel our vocabulary is not good enough. We do not have words to express our thoughts. This is true. I give you one activity. What happens? Everybody they wonder, like, let us learn 5 words in a day or 2 words in a day. This will really help. But I tell you, through my experience, it doesn't help that much. Yes, learning words is important. You can learn the words, it helps you to understand the meaning of those words. But at the end of the day, you will always wonder where I should use those words that I learned. You will never find like a place to use. But I give and I do some practical activities with my students that help you to improve your vocabulary within 21 days. You will have a strong vocabulary. I call this activity as word chain activity. So, how it begins is I give you one word. The word is read. READ, read. Now, please tell me what's the last letter of this word read.
It's D.
D. Now, can you just tell me any word that begins from D?
It's domestic.
Domestic. Very good. What's the last letter of the word domestic?
It's C.
Okay, so what's the last letter of this word?
It's C. Domestic.
C. Now, can you tell me any other word that begins from C?
It can be colorful.
Colorful. So in this way, the chain is developing. So daily do this activity for 2 to 3 minutes, and you will see a tremendous change in your skills. As it you are thinking in English and you are writing it. So in this way, in a day, within 2 to 3 minutes, you will see that I have written 60 to 70 words, which you cannot even learn in a month if you will start learning it. And every time the word comes new, the suppose C is repeated. So do not like write the same word, write a different word every time. Okay, and also we call it as vocabulary enhancement activity because it really helps you to improve your vocabulary, level up your vocabulary. I also call it as brain sharpening activity, as some nowadays people have this complaint that both sides of the brain doesn't work well, or I tend to forget the things. But by doing this activity, you can your both sides of the brain will work very well, and you can also reduce your stress level. Suppose one a person is at workplace, we tend to get like a lot of stress, while office stress, job stress. So just by doing this activity for 2 to 3 minutes, it will break the monotony, and you can reduce your stress level also because you're concentrating for 2 to 3 minutes. So this is a very good activity to improve your vocabulary. In this similar way, I do variety of practical activities in my classes with the student that help them to improve.
Wow, it's fabulous idea, literally. Like once we start using this idea, na, we can easily like enhance our vocabulary. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
what one more question is like we people are saying that we for speaking English we need to follow four things: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So what do you think about it? Should we go with all this for these things, or we should just try to adapt whatever we like or whatever we are interested?
Yes, these four skills are very important: listening, reading, speaking, and writing. But first, I suggest to start with listening. Because suppose we are talking, if I can easily understand you, then only I can comprehend. So listening is the first step. Always start number one with listening. Like, one can listen to podcast, watch YouTube videos, and listen English songs. That is really helpful. Even if anybody watches news, watch in English. If suppose you're not able to understand, watch with subtitles. But listening is the first step. Then the second step is your speaking. Even without learning reading, you can learn speaking. Why? Because start thinking in English. If you will think in English, you will speak in English. So, number one, practice listening. Number two, practice speaking. By thinking in English all the time. So, only English will come out of your mouth. Then comes the reading. Like when we read something, start with short stories and then you can increase the length size. And after that, the last one is your writing. Writing is a skill that comes last. So this is the order: listening, and then it is your speaking, then reading, and last is your writing. This is what I suggest.
Wow, thank you so much for your suggestion. And I can assure to everyone, once we start using this now, we can literally level up our English language.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for giving your valuable time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome. And it was really nice connecting with you.
Same here, same here. Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Take care.
Okay.